in the past, I would look at comments and I would get emotionally, I'd instantly like this bastard. And I'd go into the profile and I'm looking at his family. And then sometimes I'd even reach out like, you seem like a good family guy, but clearly when I got nothing but love for you. But if you want to go out of your way and hate, that's where your energy's at. And then I'd go like, what am I doing? Why am I listening to this guy? Why am I listening to anyone? You put it out because you trust it. You know it works. It makes you feel good. It doesn't matter what any banana cares. It just
Well, look, I'll just say this about you, that every single time that someone could attach hate, anger, politics, or anything, you're simultaneously being balls out funny. And that's a very different thing. Everything you're expressing is to get a laugh. It always has a comic vibe to it,
it takes a while to get there. I ain't gonna lie, because the 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 pandemic
Yeah.
really, really my personal first reaction to a lot of things like was like, what the and I gotta say, I had two comics I was working with me, Joe Sib, Brian McKenna. Brian was like, you got to get this, and Sib was like, Jim, they now remember, people they love funny Jim. They're not like Mad Jim. Mad Jim's not fun. And I'd go, I know, I'm working on it. But if you look at some of the, I fell into a little trap of I want to wake people up, and then I forget my mission in life. Make them funny. You can wake them up, and
Right.
you can think I'm putting out this cool
Right.
mission. You think that I'm the new prophet, but they're not gonna pay attention unless you be funny. That's all anyone cares about.
Right. I want to make it sort of irresistibly funny.
Yes. Yeah.
So that even if someone disagrees with you, my way of expressing my frustration with COVID was I just did a Fauci bit. I know I told you get 2 vaccines and your booster and you're dancing in the streets taking your mask off. I missed it by a little bit. You could have 10 vaccines and 4 boosters. What's the difference between a booster and a vaccine? I don't know. It's just more vaccine, but it sounds better. You could have 10 vaccines and 8 boosters. You're going to get and give COVID to another guy with 20 vaccines and 9 boosters. You could have 300 boosters and you're going to get and give COVID. That's why I'm introducing the daily COVID shot. $19.90 a month. Every day you get up, you go to your healthcare provider and you get your shot. By the time to get your car, you got no immunity, but it's a beautiful 39 seconds. So that was how I expressed it. So then it's like, how do you not laugh? He always used the words, I think it was a zoonotic. It's not from the Wuhan lab. I think it's a zoonotic effect. What the zoonotic? I think a rat, a bat, and a skunk had a 3-way. Out comes a coronavirus, hitches a ride to the wet market, you got a pandemic. So I do it that way and then I always say, from the bottom of my all new leather Faucis, go yourself. So that was my way of expressing it.
And
I
saw that.
And what was yours?
No. I saw that. And I gotta say that was one of the things because I don't see you as a political guy whatsoever. And I don't think a lot of people see you as a political guy. And people don't see me. Well, I've been categorized the last 2-3 years like he's a this, right? I bet he goes. Oh yeah, he goes to Trump rallies. He's got it. But look at move the camera. There's a MAGA hat over there somewhere. And that's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's fine. But when I honestly saw you doing the Fauci, I swear in my life I can see like, oh, this is his way. This is his way. I like what he's doing. And you exploited everything he was doing. And he is, we don't have to get into him, but
to your point, I grew up, the biggest bumper sticker, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
Question authority. So at that point, Dr. Fauci is in the position to be the authority during the pandemic. I think it's okay to ask questions. If you can't, because sometimes I'll ask questions of people, and what? I'll do you. What the? You can't ask that question.
Oh, are you a doctor now?
Yeah. I would say, if I want to be generous, who knew it was a mutating little mother? Okay. Well, you studied virus for half a century. Maybe you know. So he was trying to catch the wind a little bit. The immunity got so shortened, if indeed it was there, that people would say, I'm going to wait for my vacation. So it all kind of, the souffle deflated. So how do you not point it out? My most extreme one that just made me laugh, that I would suggest now you get in your house, you get in a chair, and you stare at the ceiling. Just stare at the ceiling and don't move. There could be a COVID cluster in there. So it became funny, and that's why I didn't even attempt to do an impression other than this guy, But I don't, we just have to be able to ask questions, put it that way. Is that not allowed to ask questions?
It's a little bizarre that it's happened that way. It's really weird.
Well, aren't comedians kind of, a lot of us, I mean, I'm sort of a character guy. I do what I do. If someone repeatedly tells us not to say or think something, don't comedians kind of go, well, I want to say the thing you're not supposed to say?
Well, exactly. And I've been to shows where that has happened, and where I end up bombing horrendously after the guy who eventually said, did they just tell us not to talk about X? You know who's great for that? Norm.
Yeah.
Bro.
Mm-hmm.
He
was brilliant, because he would do it with always a grin. Norm with his smiley cheeks and smiley face and smiley eyes. When he would do it, and it'd be real subtle and stuff. I just wonder if they know what they're doing over there in Ukraine. It seems like to a layman they're giving them just enough weapons to keep it going, but not to really have them win anything. And at that halting Canadian lilt, it was all very subversive, but just done in a way you don't even know what's happening.